both of you do show me, I'm giving the control to you for this application. You just walk me through like what you have done from the first class, basically done screen navigation, the CRM process from marketing leads to opportunities to then surveys, and then later on, some of these configuration, whatever we have done. Okay, so let's go with Bhaskar first. So Bhaskar, it's your show. So just take control of the key, then start from the beginning. Whatever you retained from our classes, you just explain to us, like whatever you know about Salesforce, and maybe for about 10 minutes.
Big task.
Yeah.
A big task.
Yeah.
Okay. So first, this is a setups, and before setups, so we have a different applications here. Whichever application we want, we can go from here. What's happening? Like here, sales, call center, marketing, and community site.com, Salesforce charter, and content. So in the setups, mainly we spoke about.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bhaskar. Sorry to interrupt. Sada, do you want it to be more interactive, or you want Bhaskar to continue and like that? How do you want it?
Yeah, continue. See, I'm listening to him, right? So once he tells, then I will ask you. So he's doing, right? So he's showing, whatever it is. So I'll, of course, make it interactive. I'll just not listen, or you can also ask. It's not like he will tell us. So you can ask, like if you want to see something where it is, then you can ask question to him. So it would be the same thing with you. When you start doing it, then we will ask a question to you.
So this is the home page of this user, Sada Kanikaram, and here they can have some conversations here with other company members. And here is a calendar, whatever the scheduled meetings and requested meetings, what are the events are here, it will be displayed for that user. And whatever the tasks you can create. For example, if you want to contact any customer Monday, or for follow up any case or any leads, so then he can find as my task, and he can add a task here. And if there is any approval for that user, like making a contract approval and other stuff, so all the approval status will be whatever the cases or status will be here. And apart that, we talk to
Okay, so Bhaskar,
yeah,
I'll just give pause here for a while. So I was listening to your whatever you're mentioning. So this one you said people from other companies can communicate. That's what I think I heard right here.
No. Same company, whoever working with you, they can communicate. So like for example, there is status, something you can put, put like please check your contacts before end of the day, something like that. So they can check if you want to remind something, if you want to message, like mass message, that company, whoever using that system, it means this sales system, so they can see that messages.
Yeah. So here is one point. So it could be, this is called like chatter. It's similar to our Skype or any other Yahoo Messenger, the chatting, or even Facebook, any other chatting program that you take. It's similar to that, but this is like corporate communication. And I want to include the communication with external entity also. Like say if you have partners or if you have some other people, so they can also use the chatter. So there are different licenses.
Yeah, here is a charter.
Yeah. So this is nothing but part of charter. So on the home page, we can have charter. And if you go into this particular tab, you would see the complete setup related to the charter. So that is about charter, and we will learn more as we go forward. And the reason I actually ask you to pause is to see the complete usage of this charter. One is to internally communicate with the employees as well as the
With
external
your
people also who would
external,
be helping
yes,
the company to do get the business. Okay.
correct.
So now what I want you to show is on the company, right? What is the setup that we will have a company and how do
Yes.
we navigate to that company
Okay.
configuration?
So then if you go to the setups, here, so company profile will be here. And in the company profile, you have a company information, and yeah, so here is the company information. What is the time and what is the address of that company, organization details, high level, and what are the licenses are active for that company, which is using the Salesforce, and what are the feature licenses. So here, and what are the remaining licenses for that company, it will be there, and if there is an expiring soon or whatever the dates, it will be here. And suppose if they want to, so as per administrator purpose, if they want to create a user, any user, so they need to see what are the licenses are available, and based on that he can create a particular that he license for particular user to that application. So, and then this one is I saw where is the company. Okay, so what is the fiscal year for that company? So different organizations will have a different fiscal years. So what are the fiscal year they can set up based on that for reporting purpose maybe. And so I'm not sure about these three, but so looks
Okay.
like some what are the packages are installed there. Maybe it is showing.
Yeah. Okay.
So, okay.
Yeah, Bhaskar. So that is fine. Now you remember we also looked at the other information. Abhijit, what is the other thing that we covered apart from whatever Bhaskar has mentioned so far?
Okay. You want me to
Yeah, just go.
start from
Yeah,
beginning or in the same one?
yeah. Continue from where Bhaskar has left till
Okay.
like last class. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Firstly, again, there are three different setups. Primarily, which admin is will be taking care of. Administration setup is obviously the inside control, and obviously there are app setup and personal setup. This is common for all the users, and this app being the primarily for all kind of applications that you add on. Just to start, just to refresh on what we also Bhaskar took us through. These being the applications, all these things, and we come up with some standard objects which is noted out here, and every standard object has its own different set of applications that can be either standard as a template available, or we can create one of our own provided from this this thing. And so when I say customize, which is given on to the left of our app setup, similarly all these kind of applications can also be created. And when it comes to administration setup, users, when we say manage users, which just Bhaskar also went through, profile is created, and accordingly a role is also set up. When we go into the profile, before that let me go into role. Okay, never mind. So what happens is with the profiles, there are some 6 standard profiles that will be available, that is provided by Salesforce, and currently we are in the Spring 13th edition, so I believe all the editions might have had same standard profiles, and each profile is one, if an admin has to create and assign a user, basically need to use this standard profiles, which are 6, and one can do that only by cloning. We can just go through some of the profiles which is standard, like the one we see here as charter free, or there is also which is standard user, and typically each of them can respectively be also found in each of this, like the one here. Just click on yes, and you see a standard user, so you can clone it. And when I say clone for a particular user to create a specific user profile, let's say I can assign, or I can create on his name, or whatever I decide, or the company decides, specifically as AP and then standard user. and this is way the way a user's profile is also created. And then we save it, and when we save again, we can either customize his hierarchy either in the role or typical, you can go here and assign the way it is. But usually some of the, as an admin, the kind of authority that you give to this user depends on, you can find it here in the profile itself, where all these details will be available, and they are also visible here default, which either comes as a standard. Currently we are weaving a standard outlay basically, which is custom settings, and similarly each of the tabs and each of the applications are also given permissions, which we can see here. Based on our needs according to the user role, not the profile, user role, we can accordingly assign or permit the applications.
Yeah. Okay. Abhijit, I just want to pause again here. So there were a couple of words that I heard, like custom settings, user profile. So custom settings is a different thing completely in Salesforce, and we might learn it, about it later. So the custom settings is a different wording, so that may not be applicable when we look at the profiles. Another thing on the profiles. Here what we have is once we clone a profile, what we could modify is about the object permissions. Object permissions, like the standard object permissions, which are like read, create, edit, so that we can modify. And also tabs, what are the tabs that they can have access to here. If you see, let's say accounts, it's like on. So let me click on the edit button over here, then I can.
One question, Sada.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. So here in the upper side you have a tabs, right? That one, all those tabs are objects, right? Those are not applications. Is that right? Or
these ones?
On the top.
Where here?
Yeah, leads, campaigns, and all those things.
These are all the objects. Yeah.
Okay.
And so again,
we were using Abhijit and myself. We are using those are applications. So it's not application. So applications are sales and all this.
Yeah. So what is an application? This is a question who to answer. So they'll get an high five from here in the air.
Okay. Application in the sense, if you have any consist of programs and do some features, and any application can have multiple features controlled by one application. So that is the application, right?
Okay. Okay. About Abhijit, what about you?
The attributes related to specific information of the, it is obviously one of the part of the object, and it has its own specific information or set of details that is connected to a customer, or or any source. Basically, that is the application that we refer here in Salesforce.
Yeah. Okay. See, it's to some extent we can say that is also an application, but when it comes to Salesforce, how Salesforce defines an application is, it's a collection of tabs together. So when I say collection of tabs is when I'm clicking marketing application over here, so I get to see different tabs. So this marketing application includes home, chatter, campaigns, leads, contacts, opportunities, reports, and dashboards, and other things. When I click on the plus tab, I get to see some of these others, right? So that is nothing but it's a collection of the tabs that are there. That's how we define an application in Salesforce. And whatever you both mentioned, it could be also correct depending on maybe different situations, or maybe some of those could be a part of the application that we do when we talk about the customers, right? So we manage customer information or relate some of the information to customers using the application. But when we talk about the Salesforce application, it's a collection of the tabs. And how can we look at what are all the tabs that are there in the application? So if I look at here, I think in create apps, this is like apps button. Here if we look at marketing, I'm clicking it. So marketing has all these like tabs here. So that is nothing but it's a collection of tabs. just to understand what is an application in terms of the sales, the Salesforce. And now when coming back to the profiles, right? We were at profiles and you were explaining something, and then so what are the standard profiles? Who can answer?
Standard user.
Okay.
Those are common.
Solution manager.
Okay.
Solution
good.
manager, correct.
Read only.
Good. 3.
Another one is customer. Read only. Solution manager. System administrator.
Okay. 4.
System administrator. Standard user, we feature. Marketing user, is that correct?
Yeah, marketing user.
Yeah.
Then contract manager, did we mention?
Contact, no, we didn't mention.
Yeah. So
contract manager. That's right,
contract manager, standard user, marketing user, and so here again under each license there will be different profiles. So what we are, when we say what are the standard profiles, is we are referring to the profiles under license, which is Salesforce.
License, okay.
Yeah, under means when there are different types of licenses, so we are referring to the standard profiles that comes as part of Salesforce license. Yeah, so Salesforce license, when I actually click on the sorting of the license, so it's got all Salesforce from here, and you see some of the profiles, it has got check marks. So those are custom, but wherever there is no check mark under these, so these are the 3: standard user, contract, marketing, and then read only, solution manager, system administration. So these are all the standard profiles, and maybe you should give the answer. And
so these standard profiles are across all applications like sales, marketing, and call center. What are the applications here? Whatever we have, all those things. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Profile.
Because here you have a charter external user. This is also default profile, but probably this is a charter external application, charter application probably.
Yes, this is So this is so when we say like Salesforce, it comes with some functionality. So that functionality has different permissions. This the application. So for that, so it's when you say charter external, it's for charter application. What there are like allowing external users also to log into Salesforce charter application, not the sales application.
Correct.
You remember when we were looking at this home page, I think I heard you saying, okay, companies can chart. It's not companies, it's users within the company.
Company users, I said. Company employees, I said.
Yeah, company employees. Even if you say outside employees also, so Salesforce has provided a mechanism from charter external without having a Salesforce application. If you install their like charter, like something like Skype also. So Skype, you install it on your desktop and then you log in with the username and password given from the Salesforce administrator with the charter external license. Then they can log in and communicate with you. When they communicate, they don't get to see this type of user interface. They'll get to see the standard chart application interface, what we use in general. Okay. So here again, opening up now one of these profiles. What we do is we edit and we can manage the application, which application the user can have access to. So when I have all of these checked, like here if I look at on the right side, I got to see all of these because this particular profile wherever I am in or associated with has these applications checked. Let's see if I uncheck all of these. When I log in a user who has this SS marketing user profile, they will not get to see these applications. So they will only see whatever the applications that are checked over here. Okay. And similarly the tabs. So again, as I said, you can make it off, which is you can you don't need to show it on here. They will be available like on the plus sign. And if it is on hidden means we will click on tab hidden, means that is not available for that particular profile. And whenever a user is associated with that profile, he cannot get to see. So same thing with these permissions and general users. And the other important thing is on the standard object permissions. And we looked at this yesterday or in last class about the organization by default security and sharing settings, right? So first thing is we said, okay, a person will have all of these, read, create, and edit, delete options for a profile, and he's whenever he logs in, he can perform all of these, and each object will have ownership. Each object means a record. So when he is owning, whether how that visibility or how about others, how they can see the same record. That's what I think we discussed in the last class. So that is I think we'll again continue today to looking at what is that we retained as information on that sharing settings. Okay. So Abhijit, with this said, anything that you want to cover from the last classes, then what you have done about, so anything, any other things other than the profile that you.
Yeah, I think I'm to add on to that probably. Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. These being the standard objects, so again, for each specific applications, one can create another objects. That's another inference, and probably going at the bottom.
And how can you give access, like permission for your administrator to troubleshoot your issues that you have with your application? How do you do that?
Yeah, I was coming to that. Okay, when we go on to
Administrator.
users, yeah, this is an administration setup. So obviously in the users,
No, let's say
permission sets.
The question is, like, you are the user. Now you have some problem and you are not able to look at or read a record, right?
Okay,
So
there
how
is a
do you-
grant login access, right?
Yeah,
There is a tab which says grant login access, which comes in
Security controls.
yeah,
Okay,
it's here. Okay.
No, one second. See, you are a user, right? Do you think you will get to access this menu? You are a
No,
user,
actually,
right? Not,
yeah, I don't.
yeah, so it should be somewhere else then. Where is
So,
that
but the
menu?
system is the Kanikaram, you have a system profile, right? Let me see this profile. And
No, you got to go to setup.
okay.
No, what I meant to say is, okay, even if I want to give my access to Salesforce, so it's irrespective of who are logged in. Like he wanted to give access to someone else, so
No, again, I'm referring to the user. If a user logs in and you go to the setup and okay, and then
for individual
my profile probably.
Yeah, where is your my profile is where? Yeah, you
Yeah,
should
I'm
be
just going up.
Okay.
Yeah,
good,
it's my information personal setup, right?
Yeah.
It's in the personal setup. Go to the my information and there.
Grant login access. Grant login access here.
On the left side.
Yeah, it's here.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that and this
Okay,
one.
yeah,
Usually this one will be there. So you provide. You usually don't provide this, but you provide this grant access and whatever term you want to. Accordingly, administrator will have the access to your account.
Okay, that's fine.
And yeah, that's the point, right? Yeah.
Okay. And how do we start setting up the security for the objects at the company level?
Start security at the object level.
Yeah, we want to restrict the access, right? Basically, as I explained in our previous class, that the opportunity.
Organization level, we had to set up that one. Is that right?
Yeah. So organization wide defaults. So the security setting starts from organization wide defaults. And so how do we access that menu? How do you like get access to the security settings?
You got to go to setup.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, one second. I think I kind of forgot, but I remember organization wide.
Okay, let's give the sample to Bhaskar. Can you take Bhaskar? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So let's go to the company or company by information, language, my domain. Let's see this one, security controls. Share settings.
You are there, okay.
Yeah, this one. Here we can set up all the lead, private or public, whatever opportunities, and also you can do all the customer grant access for the hierarchy. And so lead sharing also we can define a rules, account sharing and all this one.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. So let's just recap or whatever we like started in last class that okay. Now
But this is for the admin, right? Just a question, obviously. So
yeah,
you
it's
got
admin.
to
Definitely
okay.
the moment you are in under any of these two setups like app setup or administration, it's not the normal user. It's not for normal
Correct.
user. So the moment you are here, you should think you are playing the role of admin and performing these this setup for the company,
Oh,
right?
got it, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Yeah, for a second.
yeah. So last time what we discussed, first we have to provide how they can start. So here what we can think of this opportunity, right? So opportunity we can think in a different way also. Now let's go back to this profiles, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the profiles, let's look at the standard user, for example. Where is the standard user? VM standard user. I'm just opening it up and edit. So when I do this, when I scroll down, so I'm looking at the standard object permissions setup, whatever that is there. Let's look at the opportunity. So for this opportunity, he got access. Not he means this profile. He is providing access to read, create, edit, and delete. Right. So whenever a person here, when I click on my opportunities, I get to see this opportunity, right? And the owner is like I will change back to my name here, so that just to explain and save it. So this particular opportunity is owned by Sadanandam, right? Now in this profile, and this user is associated with this profile. Right, this profile, and in this profile what it says is he can read, create, edit, delete, all of this he can do. Now when this person is there, so I'm just trying to relate back it to the organization wide defaults in a different approach or in a different way. So now when I come back to my security controls and sharing settings, I have this opportunity, right, which is set to private. So here I am as a owner of this record, this opportunity, what I want to do at the organization level. What I want to do is, okay, now in my profile it says read, create, edit, delete. I can do all of this, and I am the owner of this opportunity. Now when it comes to organization, what shall I do with my opportunity? Shall I make it private? That means only I can look at and work on the opportunity, or can I make it public? In other words, let's say we sometimes go and like work at our offices, right? And you keep some of your things here and there, and if you think a nice photograph from your vacation, you will try to keep it at the desk so that everybody can see and come to you and talk to you saying, okay, it was a nice photograph, where did you go, and all that. No, they can talk to you about a picture. Let's say you took a maybe some nice photograph for yourself, maybe with your family or wife or something, and you want to keep it to yourself. I don't think you would really keep it outside, right? Maybe you keep it in your drawer and keep lock it just to keep. So I'm just relating as an example. So that is what you decide, like, or the company will decide what the what needs to happen with the opportunities owned by the individuals. Like here I am owning this opportunity. What I want to do when it comes to company level, should I share with them or not? So that's what it is. The moment I make it private, that means this opportunity I am not willing to share with the anyone. Or the company says, okay, if you are working on your opportunity, don't share that information with anyone. Okay. So to make that happen at the organization, this is what we do. We make it as private. Uh, did you get point, Abhijit? Did you understand what I said?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
sorry.
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just because last time I think we took a long time to understand, so I'm putting in a different way. Like when you said private, now what I'm going to do is I will make it public read only for this particular opportunity. Okay, so now when I say this, what I'm saying is okay. Though I am owning this opportunity here, what I want to do is I want to have uh, people read that opportunity here. This is what I'm doing. Though I'm owning, let's say if Bhaskar logs in, right? So what I'm telling is even if he logs in, he can read that opportunity. Now what I'm doing, again if I make it public read, right? Then what I'm making, no, or changing the setting is that, okay, whoever logs in, they can do all of the operations that they are allowed to do on their profile again. So though I am making it public read only, right? A public read, right? So they can do this operation like whatever I had on my opportunity, right here. I think it's here. This opportunity, when I'm making it as a public read, right? I'm allowing others to again do like whatever I was doing. Right, they can edit this opportunity like this, assuming that if I'm a different user, I can enter testing for access, right? I'm just writing like this. I can do if I'm allowed to read write, if this permission is there. So that is how we can manage the settings. And again, what I am saying is, let's say if this is there and here if it is not allowed to edit, let's for example, then though it is there as a read write, but it will be controlled by the profile permissions what they have for this particular opportunity. You understand, right? Again, what I'm saying is this particular opportunity says it won't allow the editing of the opportunity. And at the sharing setting, we said read write, right?
Correct.
But when he will do writing only if his profile has permission to write.
So it means that role is overriding here. And this basic access is override the organization-wide defaults.
No, it's the other way around. So even if it says here at the organization link, you can read write, but if the on the profile if it is not allowing, then it won't allow, because
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then basic access, right? The tab basic access, right? So this will override the company company-wide
settings.
Rules, settings.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. Okay, so that is, I just want to make it from the last class, just to clear out what happens on the profile and what happens on the this sharing settings when we set up these organization-wide settings. Now, as I said, the next setting was, now let's make it private again on this opportunity, right? This is what we said. And what is that, how we allow now it's like private, and my opportunity like this one, nobody can edit. Basically it's like my only, they cannot do it. So how can I allow my manager to look at this opportunity? What is the configuration that we need to do to allow my manager to look at my opportunity?
Hierarchy. We have to set up the
hierarchy, right? Okay, so how can anybody take me to the hierarchy menu?
Okay.
Yahoo.
Okay. Manage. No, sorry, not manage.
Okay, Abhijit.
Okay, again in the profile, my information. Sorry, manage users roles.
Yeah, go. Yeah. So yes, go open up the roles. Menu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have the? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, here.
You click on setup roles. Yeah. Setup roles on the right.
My my monitor is very small. Oh, okay, here it is there.
Okay.
Here.
So yeah.
So you make that user report to one manager, so that manager will have
Yeah.
access to that, irrespective of whether company-wide organization access it.
Yeah. So I think yesterday in our last class we set up, right? So we have this SVP of sales and marketing role. So let me look at that and see who is there. So this user is under this particular role and he is the manager. Now when I go back and look at the other roles that are there, I think VP International Sales. Let's see if someone is there under this user. So this training user is there, right?
Correct.
So whatever the training user, see even let's say what profile he has. So he has a contract manager profile, right? So let's see under contract manager profile what permissions he has on the opportunity. So he can like do all the operations related to opportunity. Now, so he is though he can do everything, but he's the setting, right? Organization wise setting is private on the opportunity. So unless he is associated to his supervisor through hierarchy, the supervisor cannot access the opportunity owned by this training user.
Correct.
Okay. So now when we go back and look at the role hierarchy, here this user whoever is here is reporting to this particular user whoever is here as like Sada, right? So he can look at training users opportunities and then work on those opportunities. So that is how we achieve the access of these objects when they are restricted by private at organization wide defaults at organization level. We ease the access or we extend the access, means we open up the access. So when I say open up the access means if we set up private at organization wide defaults, and when we try to do something through roles or sharing rules, we will make it or we'll open up the access, or we will not make it restrict than what it is already there. If it is private, then whenever we try to do something else through role hierarchy or sharing rule, we'll not make it only private. We'll make it from private to sharing to the supervisors through role hierarchy. And even if through sharing rules, we can share to the other groups. Other groups in the sense from the role hierarchy, it's only through hierarchy, right? Let's say if someone is sitting here, like you here, let's say VP customer service is there, right? SVP customer service, and this personal this training user and Sada are related only through these roles, like SVP sales marketing as well as VP international sales. But how do we share the users who are in different roles, or like customer service also want to look at the opportunity? So how do we make this opportunity visible to the other users who are in different roles? So that will be achieved through something called sharing rules, and we have to create some groups, and there we have to add groups and other things. So that we will look at again maybe in the next class. So before that, I want to recap again by giving access to both of you to go over like what we covered, right? So Abhijit, I think can you recap what all we learned from the beginning? Topics that we covered. Yeah, I think so. We already covered on how to navigate to granting access and even going through profiles, users. Okay. So can you log in as training user? How do you do that?
Yeah,
Abhijit?
just a second. One second.
Yeah, if you take the time, then I will give.
You mean logging here itself, or you want to log in?
No. There only. No, like no. Training user has reported a problem to you, and you want to check what the problem is. So you want to log in as.
Okay.
So how do you do that? Not that, right? Being an admin. That is your logging
Oh.
as a different user.
Okay. I thought
Okay.
I first. Can you please log in for me?
Yeah. That's what I wanted you to. Okay, yeah. Now, where do you look at that user and see whether he has given access to you as administrator, no, to log into his profile or
Got
his,
it.
yeah.
You go to here, administrative setup, and there is a
Mm-hmm.
manage users,
Mm-hmm.
and therein you will find all the edits and users set quotas. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Probably one of this. Let
Yeah,
me
first
see.
one, yeah, try that
Edit
one.
users. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So here is the users. So
Mm-hmm.
then you edit here. I mean, you want to log in, then obviously this is the one. But for edit,
But what is the
all the
question
details.
asked?
Okay, granting access, right? I'm sorry. So
Yeah,
I'll do
yeah.
one thing. I'll go back
No, it's already there,
and
right? So yeah, okay.
okay. So you said me if the access is being granted or not. That's what is to be checked, right?
Yeah, and you click on, you log in as him. So what do? You click on that
Correct.
login, yeah. Then now you just see whether he is able to.
So now this changes to training user basically.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's it. It means obviously now I'm as logged as a training user, and as far as access goes, okay, now I log in. I mean, I get into here.
Uh-huh. Okay, and let me ask you another question. So have you practiced something on your own? So what is that you have done?
I think that answers your question also. Okay, I'm sorry. So here comes the setup.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Now you
So
you have to log out as that user, right? So you want to show something with that user or no as admin?
I'm sorry. Can you please repeat
No,
that?
no. Okay. Do you want to show your work as admin or as that training user? Because currently
This
you are
is
logged
a,
in as training user, right? So you have to
yeah.
log
This is
out.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me pass
Yeah.
it on to Bhaskar probably.
No, go ahead.
Now
Yeah,
currently I'm obviously as training user,
okay. You
and
did with user only, right? Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. You go ahead. I got it.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Show me what
Okay.
you have
Yeah.
done.
So okay. Yeah. So now I'm as a training user. So as far as granting access goes, I oh, but why do if I've logged in as training user, I'm an admin now, but I've logged in as a training user. Basically, somebody has requested, so a user has requested for the details, and I'm now logged in as training user. So what I have to check is if the access is being granted, right? So if that.
Okay, that is fine. Now the other thing is, what is that you have done? You got access, right? What is that customization you have done? Records you have created? Have you done anything, or did you play with the system?
Oh, you're asking me. Okay, I just went through all the features, Sada. I mean, went through each of the objects and what is there in this, what is there in that. I basically went through each of the, I mean, all these tabs and all this.
Okay.
I was like checking what exactly where it places and things like that. But I didn't create one or kind of linked or check through the applications by cross-verifying which goes where. But yes, I was able to go through each of the tabs and figure out if this falls in there, and understanding the applications as well as whatever is in the front end of details, right? That kind of things is what I've done.
Okay, good. So Bhaskar, how about you? What is that practice you have done?
I didn't only, I just looked to manage users, but I didn't go through any other links actually. So probably by next class I'll do it.
Okay. So I think what I would like to do is I will like stop the class today here, and then we will continue with the next topic, right? There are two more ways of sharing these records. As I said, if there are other groups who want to have access to the data of the other groups, how do we go about and achieve that? And also, if there is one outside consultant who comes to our company and help us in one of the related like opportunities and deals, then how do we give temporarily some access to him, or maybe one of the senior person in our company itself wants to look at some of the data, how do we share that? So similar to that, we will cover some of those. Unless you have some of other questions to look at, probably I'll stop here for today and then continue again on Tuesday. Bhaskar and Abhijit, nothing is
One
there.
question.
Yeah. Go
No,
ahead.
I have a question.
I'm fine. I don't have any question. Go ahead, Abhijit.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just out of place as far as how to remember where falls where. Basically, is it just with the practice that you figure out, or there is some standard structure wherein we can say that okay, this falls there, and even also step by step the way we have been doing, right? So, is there some standard traction that we need to follow, or it just goes with the practice?
No, you see, usually if you ask, or maybe if you look at other places, what might happen. Now I am asking, right? Okay, let's. How do you access the user? Like, how do you manage users, right? So you want to create a new user, for example. So what is the menu, right? So one way is to do one thing from here to document that here itself, right? So we'll say go to setup, right? Here I'm just writing, just to set up. Admin, right? What is that we have here? Setup here, right? Then we go to add
Setup admin, setup, manage users.
Yeah, so that
Users.
setup admin administration. Let me just copy this guy here. Administration setup. Administration setup. Then manage users, right?
Manage users profile. Sorry.
Yeah, users. So what we can do, any of you can, when you are practicing, if you do this, then users, right? That is what it is. So here you can say to access or to manage users, follow this what navigation, right?
Navigation.
Yeah. So just write it and share it. That's it. So that way we all can use it. So that is your good question. How do we do all that? It's better to practice so that you don't. Otherwise, if this is there, it's good to have in the beginning. But one way we can do it. The other one is okay. You practice going to that setup and then manage users. Then users.
Yeah,
then
because the reason I asked is, in typically SAP, you just come up, obviously you will figure out easily where what exactly falls in, right? Like that, do you have something here as well? Was the question.
It's only documentation, right? So here, as I said, you can look at this, and this is help, right? Which is you can click help, and this is all Ocean, I think, which you might have already tried. So here is the Bible of Salesforce, or Gita, whatever you call. So you get to know, and as I said, there's nothing that I want to tell. So whatever I am also explaining you is only the information that I collected or whatever I have done in the past. So you just let's user management. You just enter this user management, then click. So you get so many links. How to do all of this is there. But you say if you let's user management overview, so you get to see, and you can also see some of these information where you can get to creating user. So here is what it says. Same thing. To your name, setup, customize users. Yeah, and something creating one user. So like that it will be there. So what the best way is to, whenever I am covering, maybe I should actually post it and then go about it, or maybe prepare a few menus beforehand and then have you follow that. So that is also another way which we can use. So for you, as you are referring to, say like SAP or any other place, this documentation is there for you, which you can refer always for anything. And apart from that, you can also have this help for this page. So let's say if you also like looking at this administration, let's say users, right, users, then you click on the help for this page, so it will open up the related information, like how to do it, what to do it, and all that. So same thing. So that is also another way where you can access. But for our class purposes, what I'm thinking of is to post on the chatter, so that it will be easy to uh, look at, whenever we are practicing. Let's say if you forget how to go to manage users, right, then you can look at it. And Bhaskar, can you write for going to secure sharing rules, the same thing like
Um,
what I have read? To manage security settings, you have to navigate a navigation for sharing rules or security, yeah, navigation for security settings. Yeah, then you enter like whatever that needs to be there, right? So you can go to different
no,
profile
but I
tab.
need to.
No, go to different tab, right? There is
Oh,
another
okay.
tab, yeah. Then you can go to setup.
Okay. So this is the profile and come down. Security
Controls,
controls.
yeah. So enter, no, enter,
So
yeah. Setup,
setup, security controls, and here default.
no, sharing settings, yeah, yeah, sharing settings. No,
Both
this
are
is
set.
the, yeah, yeah, that one, yeah, sharing settings.
Sharing settings.
Yeah. And here one more thing we have to see is maybe we can use the name, right? Whatever the logged in name setup, then admin setup. I think we should write that also as a complete uh,
All
OWD, organization wide defaults, or OWD.
organization wide.
Yeah.
What did you say? Something?
No, no. Here first to setup. So now when I log into system, now I want to follow. Can you follow that step? Setup. Where
Okay.
is that setup?
So
Yeah.
so
Navigate.
here you have to
No, go to
go
next
navigate.
tab. Yeah. No, go to the next tab and show me. Setup is there. Security control. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
security controls,
Setup.
and now we can organization by defaults we can set up.
Okay. I'll just take the control here. What I meant to say is, so you have written this
Okay, okay, I
navigation,
got
right?
it.
Now what
Okay,
I'm saying is, okay, I'm here at setup. So this is the setup, right?
set
But how do
correct.
I get here? Setup, how do I know from
Login
here?
as an administrator. Login as an administrator.
Yeah, your name. No, you can say your name. What Salesforce also follows. So that way, your name.
Training user.
Yeah, or yeah, training user for our purpose. Since we are using, yeah, training user, right? Then setup. Okay, now what I'm trying to see is there's a missing step. That's why I want to show training user setup, right? Now after setup, what is written is security control. So I'm
Yeah.
training user
Oh, manage
setup.
users. Sorry, manage users
No,
under security controls.
yeah, security controls and sharing settings.
Sharing settings.
So
Administrative setup.
yeah, so we
Security
have to go
controls.
under this setting like administration setup.
Administration setup.
Yeah, maybe you can write right setup. Then you can also expand it further, right? Uh, like training setup. Then under
Under admin.
administration setup. Then navigate, right? navigate to security controls settings. So yeah, so like something like that, it should be such that even when you or ourselves refer, it should really take us to that right place. That is the idea. Then you share it. I'm just doing it for you, or you're done. So this is how it will. So now let's end with giving access to, granting access to administrator. So how do you do that, Abhijit? It's for you. Now you have to write a step for us to, we can copy also. You don't need to really, you can copy what we already posted. And I want to have users to grant access to their login to the administrator. So how a user should be doing that?
Okay, one is setup, setup. Okay, now users basically.
No, the question is not as admin. I want to have user to grant access to admin. How we would do that?
Oh, okay. I'll have to go back to the user actually. Okay, this is the user, right?
Yeah.
Okay, user training user.
Your name and setup.
Yeah, got it. Grant access.
Okay.
Grant login access. That. So manage users.
Okay. One thing I will tell you, just like a tip here. You can look at all this information, which is also fine. Same thing what is here, but the best way would be to always navigate using on the left side sidebar, which is like you go to personal setup, under personal setup, my personal information, then grant login access. So that way it will be easy. Right? That's what I think we need to do it. So you can do like my personal setup, grant login access. Okay. So you can write that. Anyway, we can look at later on why that is. So what I would do is just for the sake of saving the time or whatever that is. So I'll just copy this or some of these things. So because I want to have the this one to be okay. I don't know why it's not allowing, but yeah. So you just update that. Otherwise, first navigate.
I'm not able to. Okay, now I have. Personal setup. Do we have a different spelling in American English? Okay. Personal setup, my information, and grant login access. I'm sorry. My personal information, grant login access.
Okay, so yeah, that is fine. We can like stop there, then we can see why that instruction privilege and all we can see it. So that is how we will post it to the charter, so that
Okay.
yeah, here is the last one. So here I just want to correct again something, your name, right? Here say training user. I think we should add training user before that, right? Training user setup, right? Right, setup. Then after that it's like under. Now we should say under, like under this one, because personal setup is it's like my personal setup, right? I think it's my personal setup. Yeah, yeah, personal setup, right? Okay, personal setup. Then under personal setup, it's like this, right? My personal information, my personal information. Actually, you should write like this here under personal setup. You can say navigate to, right? Get to this one, just to make it like without any confusion. If somebody under training user, I think it's yes, login access. Okay, so this is how I think we will go about writing up all the thing, and then we can look it up, see how anybody now can use. So we have, I think, set up 3 menus, right? For 1, 2, 3. So when you're practicing, if you don't know, you can just refer to it. And another thing is when you have only one screen, you just click on one of these links and right click, then click in open new tab, so that you can have multiple tabs, so that you can go switch between like user interface, which is for a user, and also admin interface, which is to work as administrator, so that you can look at the changes, and you if you want to refresh the changes to appear, you click on this refresh button. Okay. Okay, yeah. So that I think did I answer your question, Abhijit? Like how to look at or how to remember the navigation? Is that what you are looking for, or something else?
Yeah, almost. I mean, this is the one. Basically, one is obviously with more and more we work on it, we might have a clear idea. I mean, not clear idea. We'll understand where exactly things fall in. And another way is obviously the way navigation and things like that, how we direct it. Yeah, this is the point.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, if there are no questions, then we'll continue in the next class. With the other topics.
Sure.
Okay. Okay then. Okay. So
Sure.
we'll have it on Tuesday.
Thanks.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
So next class is on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.